How many years ago was it that we met you?
About 3 years ago, I guess.
3 or 4 years ago, you found him on the internet, and
I was just hanging around there.
we downloaded him, and he wouldn't run. And he joined the band. For a while we were playing as an acoustic act, just Jim, me and Matt, and then we met another girl who joined the band, and then we were doing some recording, at which point we met a drummer called Steve who joined the band, and then the other girl left, and then Kieran joined the band, and that was in a year ago. She came in to do some singing on the album that we were recording, and ended up staying because we had a few gigs as well. And then Andy joined. When did you join, Andy?
Same time, well, pretty much the same time as me, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Whoa.
Worst.
Best.
Oh, best.
Worst would take a lot longer to think about.
Well, the worst would be that first gig at Peckham, I think.
I know my best one was, well, not necessarily best, but the one that I remember kind of the most was the one at the Spice, because it was only the second one that I did with the band, but that was the first one where I came off and really felt like sort of part of the band. I think I really got involved at the start just to kind of lay a few vocals down on the album, but it happened sort of really organically. There was a few gigs booked, so I was like, I'll come down to a couple of rehearsals and see how that goes, and it just ended up getting more and more and more, and it was really great. And we rehearsed quite a lot, I think, before the first gig.
Yeah, we did.
But I did, it was the same one, like the first gig for Andy as well. But that comedy, no, not comedy, the Spice gig, I had such a good time. Like, that was the first time that I properly just was really relaxed and was totally comfortable, and there was a lot of people that we knew, and like some of the really cool bands, and that was the first night we all went for beers together as a group.
Yeah. Because Matt had blagged some. Well, I think it's primarily a form of communication. I think it's a way of learning that other people have been in similar places to you, and letting other people know that you've been in similar places to them, and telling people what you think and feel about stuff. But on another level, it's just about enjoying the sounds that people are capable of making, so it doesn't necessarily even need to be about lyrical content, but if you hear someone who's putting a really great groove down, and there's a really good bass line going with a really good drum beat, then that just feels very good. You know, it's like a kind of, I can't remember what's the word.
I don't know, for me anyway, it's just kind of literally, it sounds really cliche, but it is like kind of the thing that sort of keeps me going, and just like kind of the thing that, I don't know, it makes, well, I suppose all of us, it like makes us sane at the end of the day. Like sometimes like we'll all have had like amazingly shit days at work, like we have to work because, you know, we need money and stuff, and like, but we'll, you know, probably all like roll up to rehearsals kind of, you know, kind of a bit of like banter about what we've been up to, and then like as soon as we start playing, it's like you just completely forget like what you've been doing that day, or like you just, I think that's the great thing about being in a band where, you know, it's like, it's different as well to being in a band where it's kind of like a pop band where it's like,
well, I wrote one song, which is probably the best song I've written, was just about where I live, which is Kilburn. It's called Where I Live. And yeah, so for me that's definitely a part of it, because
I think you see a lot of crazy stuff in London, but I think you see a lot of crazy stuff wherever you go. So I think if we were in you know, any other city in the world, we would apart from Swansea maybe, we'd always find some sort of stuff to write about, you know. And
yeah, definitely.
But London does have a particular character, I think.
does it?
Yeah, compared to different cities, like every town might have its own sort of character.
I think that's the thing about London for me, is that it doesn't really have a character. It just has so many characters it's almost impossible to define as itself, which I suppose could be its character.
I don't know, I agree with that. I think there's definitely a London character.
Well, yeah, there's Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah, exactly. The King of London.
I don't really feel it. I just don't think I've been here long enough. And I think that there is, I don't know, like there is a London character, but I just think like wherever you go in London, it's different. It's like the north is so different to the east, west and south. Like, you know, because like I live in West London, but even coming over here, it's just like the people that you see, they just look different. They act differently. Like just, you know, you got your trendy bits, you got your kind of arty, farty bits, whatever, and then there's like, but there is a definite kind of London culture, but it's, I don't know, it's just like this mishmash of all these kind of different people, and I don't know, it's just a kind of weird, like, I think that people from outside London kind of view London as this really big city, but it's just kind of like loads of little places joined together, really, and